Greetings and salutations, my great friends. Welcome to a new series, and hey, you get out of the porta potty. Our channel designed to help you not lead a crappy life. This brand new series, we're going to take things to the next level. We're calling this series Awakening the Sleeping Giant. That sleeping giant that is inside of you. Henry David Thoreau, over 150 years ago, famously stated, most men, most women will lead lives of quiet desperation. I think if Mr. Thoreau was alive to this day and he saw what was going on in this world, he might even call it a term greater than quiet desperation. We've got people leading lives of quiet desperation. We've got two people in two parties spreading hatred, somehow thinking that's a solution. It's not. But that's neither here nor there. I digress. Let's begin today's content on Awakening the Sleeping Giant. And I want to just, before we launch into the curriculum, I want to share with you that you might need a piece of paper and something to write with. I promise it'll be well worth your time. And there is something magical when you take pen to paper and take thoughts out of your head and put them down on a sheet of paper. So you might want to have a pad, paper, maybe take notes on your phone, whatever. But I want to remind you of a statistic that I believe I pulled out of a book called The Body Keeps the Score. But I read 85 books last year and I'm not completely clear on it. I am a survivor of trauma, and that's what led me to that book. And it turns out that 7.5 out of 10 people in their life have experienced trauma from a frontline relationship. Loss, trauma, betrayal. What that creates is a legion of really wounded people. So you think back to when you were a little child and you just dreamed just like automatically. It was like part of who you were. And those dreams were meant for you to challenge the assumptions that you have about yourself. Martin Luther King, 1963, famously stated, "I have a dream." Smart man. He knew every American, everyone in the world had a dream that was buried somewhere inside of there. It was much more effective than saying, "I have a strategic plan," or "I have a goal." I have a dream. But as we get older, we find ourselves in jobs that we hate, surrounded with people that we tolerate, a lot of codependencies out there. But by and large, in this world that we live in right now, people have stopped dreaming. And Kaylee and I, and the team that we are putting together, it's like the 1992 Dream Team, we're going to put a dent in that. And that dent starts today. And it's going to start with 5 questions. And the reason why I'm going to ask you 5 questions is to disrupt that thought pattern that's going on in your head. You and I, our brains are about 97% formed by the time we're 15 years old, give or take. And we have 20 to 60,000 thoughts per day. So we've been thinking our thoughts for a long time, which is amazing. But if you're not where you want to be, it's not so good. It's not so good because the same mindset that got you where you are cannot be the same mindset that delivers you out of it. I believe Albert Einstein said that. So these 5 questions I'm going to ask you of this first video called The Awakening, they're designed to disrupt that thought pattern. And the first question, how would you like your life to look differently 1 year from now? How would you like your life to look differently 1 year from now? I'm going to give you 4 or 5 seconds here to kind of jot your answer down. You're not going to miss anything. And even though I'm technologically impaired, my daughter tells me on these YouTube videos people can actually hit rewind. Who knew? Such a thing. So we're going to give you 5 seconds. Question 2. You've got a dream inside of you. You are absolutely capable of fulfilling it. So if you were living the life of your dreams 5 years from now, what would your life look like? If you were living the life of your dreams 5 years from now, what would your life look like? Think about what you would be doing. Think about who you would be doing it with. And just jot that down. Once again, we're going to give you 5 seconds, which I know isn't a lot of time. Question number 3. If you had $10 million in the bank and money wasn't an issue, and you just were out every day giving your gifts to the world, what would you be doing? You had millions in the bank, you didn't need a job, and you were just giving your gifts to the world every day, that secret talent that you have that nobody knows about. What would that look like? Once again, we're going to give you 5 seconds. Okay, all of us, we have this dream. This is question number 4, for how our lives could look. But we all have habits that kind of hold us back. One of my great mentors, Matthew Kelly, he once told me, "John, your life cannot change until your habits change." Great man. Love that man. So what's a habit that you need to eliminate from your life to move forward towards that dream life? And who can you ask what their habit is that holds them back? How can you start supporting people in lovingly holding them to that higher standard? Once again, we're going to give you 5 seconds. Final question. This one's deep. I studied this great author, Stephen Covey. Wrote a series of amazing books. One was called Think and Grow Rich, which is not about being monetarily rich, but being rich in spirit. And he had this great philosophy that in life, we all need to begin with the end in mind. We all need to begin with the end in mind. So our end on this earthly journey is going to be our funeral. There's 2 things that are certain in this life: death and taxes. So we're going to die someday. Don't mean to end this one on a bad note, but it's just true. You got to learn to embrace it, look at it as it's the ultimate promotion. But someone's going to read our eulogy. So I want you to write down the 10 characteristics that you will be remembered for in the end. What's that person who's summarizing your life going to say about you? Now, I give you 5 seconds, but I do know a little bit about math. Maybe not technology, but I know a little bit about math. And I know you can't write down 10 things in 5 seconds. But what I want to share with you is I worked over the last few years with countless businesses. Big time businesses, by the way. I don't talk about it all that much. But if you're wondering why you should listen to this guy in a Nike pullover, just know I've helped tons of businesses become the best versions of themselves. I've literally, over the course of 20 years, had thousands of coaching clients. I've got 10 pages of testimonials from them. So I've asked this question of thousands of people over the years. And this is why beginning with the end in mind is so powerful. No one ever tells me, "John, I want to be known at my funeral as a fall down drunk." No one's ever told me, "John, I want to be known as a rude jerk." No one's ever told me, "John, I want to be known as someone who's impatient, angry, and interrupts people and cuts them off." And no one's ever told me, "John, I want to be known as someone who spent hours in front of the TV wasting time with the Kardashians or the Not Real Housewives of XYZ." No one ever tells me these things. But yet, that's how so many people are living their lives. 100,000 people last year died of alcohol. Do you think if they did this list and they put it out where they could see it every day, that they would do those things? No, absolutely not. But if you don't begin with the end in mind, you drift. And drifting is the language of the devil, my friends. But my team and I, we call what we just did the awakening drill. Got this awesome team we're putting together. But that's only part of the awakening drill. If you'd like to reach out to me personally, I'd be happy to share some more. But there's a second part of the awakening drill. And if you have a mirror in your house, I want you to do this. Before the end of the day, I want you to shove that mirror in your face. And I want you to look at that reflection for at least 30 seconds. My team and I call this the common denominator drill. It's painful because the mirror holds the nightmares, but let me tell you, you are the common denominator to live the life of your dreams. You are the common denominator to have the marriage of your dreams. You are the common denominator to have a group of friends who supports you, loves you, and holds you to a higher standard. Let me just end this video by telling you, we live in a world that promotes victimhood. We've all got things we could be victims of, my friends, and it ain't going to get anyone anywhere. But when you realize, when you look in that mirror, that you're the common denominator in the rest of your life, that will begin the process of setting you free to live the life of your dreams, which is the point of our channel. We want to have a legion of fans who are living the life of their dreams and traveling the world with us, doing good deeds, spreading love, because it's not the government's role to do that. It's our role to do that. This first weekend of doing it with Kaylee was amazing, even though we largely got rained out, but more on that later. Hope you enjoyed the awakening drill. Hope you enjoyed the common denominator drill. We love you so much. Please hit like, subscribe, and share. And once again, you're not seeing Kaylee here because it's monsooning, a big raindrop just hit me in the face, and she's trying to keep the camera dry. She's trying to keep herself dry, so you're not going to see her. But I do think she's going to make a cameo in the next one. Mwah! Love you all, my great friends.